All right, guys, this is a video on how to set up and use your RinseKit HyperHeater 2.0. So when you first get your HyperHeater, you're going to have a bunch of parts. There should be a gas line, a nozzle with a hose, some legs, and an adapter for your propane tanks. So we'll kind of go through all this and show you how to hook it up to your RinseKits and how the whole thing works. All right, so the first thing I would do is connect the hoses, and they're pretty easy. They're labeled. So the gas line goes on right here. This is a quick connect, so you have to push this little sleeve down in order to get that to click onto there, and you have to press it on pretty firm. You'll hear it click. It's slid forward, so now you know it's locked on there. That's not going to come off. Then the second one you can attach is going to be the hot water line, which is the red one right here. Just push that on, it clips on. And then you can attach your RinseKit water inline right here. So go ahead and clip that on. Okay, cool. So we got all of our hoses attached here. And the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and put some batteries in there. We already have them in here on ours, but there's 2 D batteries inside of here. You just got to slide them in the right way, like that. Go ahead and lock that, and that'll hold the batteries in there. You can leave the batteries in there all the time. It turns on automatically when you turn on the shower head and the water starts coming out. Okay, so to attach the legs, there's 2 little holes on the back here, so you can go ahead and slide the legs into the back. They go up, and then they go into these little clips right here, and that'll hold them on straight. Okay, so now that we have everything hooked up and the units all stood up right here, this can go on either a little 1-pound propane or a full-size propane tank. The adapter that it comes with immediately goes straight onto a full-size propane, so that's super easy. And then we give you this adapter right here. If you're going to use the adapter, I recommend that you screw the adapter into the regulator first, and then go ahead and attach your propane tank to here. There's no valve in here to shut off, so if you screw this into here first, it's just going to spray propane out. Okay, cool. So we got everything hooked up. The propane is turned on. The RinseKit is turned on. And then the RinseKit HyperHeater should come with the water level set to right about here. And that controls the flow of the cold water. So for a RinseKit, it can be right about here. If you're going to hook this up to something like a house, it can also work with your garden hose or something like that. You might want to turn that up a little bit higher because it's going to let more water flow through. So for RinseKits, we'll probably set it right about there. And then we'll kind of adjust the gas level as needed. So when I turn on this nozzle and let the water go out, this is going to turn on automatically, and you'll see the temperature start to come up here. And then when I shut this off, it'll turn off automatically. There's no on and off switch on it. It just does it all automatic. The heater lit. It's got a little flame window right there so you can see it. And then depending on how hot or cold the water is inside your unit, you might want to turn this up or down. You can crank this up and it'll get really hot for sure, and you can start seeing the steam come off of here. But it kind of just depends where you want to set it to. It can run like this indefinitely, so it depends on how much propane you put into it. So if you want to adjust this temperature setting, obviously turning the gas down is going to turn the temperature down. You can also turn the water up a little bit. There is a certain point where it might cut off if you get past right about here with the RinseKit because it needs a certain amount of water flow, but that's going to also make it colder. So if you want it as hot as possible, you're going to go minimum on the water and maximum on the heat. Now this can get really hot. It's designed to be used outside if you're somewhere camping and it's snowing out there or whatever. This can really heat up the water quick. So just be super aware of that and try to start on minimum on gas and just kind of turn it up accordingly. And then when you get to set it right, every time you turn it on and off, it'll go back to that temperature. But I just want to make sure you don't accidentally scold yourself. So a couple other quick things on this. If you're going to mount it inside a van or something like that, just make sure you give yourself adequate space above here and on the sides. It needs to draw air in, and there's going to be a lot of heat coming out of the top of this, so you don't want to put this under a shelf or a bed or anything like that. And then if you are going to put on the back side of a van door or outside, just know that if it's really windy outside, the flame could blow out. That's happened to me sometimes. It has to be pretty windy, but if that happens, just turn it off and turn it back on again. And maybe try to block the wind, because if a lot of wind starts hitting this, it'll actually cause the flame to blow out. It'll shut off the gas valve automatically, but it'll stop heating and you'll notice the cold water pretty quick. If you are going to use this indoors or in a van or something like that, just make sure you have adequate ventilation. Obviously this is burning propane, so you don't want to fill your car up with CO2. So leave a window cracked or something like that. So yeah, this is all it is. It's a pretty simple unit, and just takes 2 D batteries. They last a really long time, so you shouldn't have to worry about that for a while. You can mount it on the inside of your van, or you can use the stands, and it comes with a little bag if you're going to put it away every time, or leave it permanently mounted inside your vehicle somewhere. So yeah, it's a great addition to our product line, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Cool.